OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
You do it all, from checklists and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoy life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace your life in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Here's a new 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew, $43,975. 2018 Honda CR-V, all-wheel drive, low miles, $27,990. 2020 Kia Telluride S model, $41,490. Service your car for back-to-school maintenance at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Hi, I'm Nisha, a recent graduate of Roane State with an associate degree in criminal justice. How did I get here? I really wanted my college degree, so I applied to Roane State and got free tuition through Tennessee Reconnect. Then I met my success coach who helped me with everything. Remember, your best investment is you. If you really want your college degree, take the next step and apply.
Let Roane State help you move forward to earn your college degree.
Ryan Spitzer has been a prosecutor in Anderson County since 2007, prosecuting more than 2,500 cases over the past decade. Ryan has been the Drug Task Force prosecutor for the past 7 years. Ryan donates time working with local nonprofits. A veteran, Ryan spent 6 years serving his country as an Army medic in the National Guard. Ryan is a family man who works hard every day to keep Anderson County families safe. Experience matters.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
The Free Medical Clinic serves residents of Anderson, Morgan, and Roane counties with no-charge primary care that meets 3 simple requirements. You must either live in one of these counties, you must meet an income level, and you must not have any health or medical insurance. Visit us at fmcor.org.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie Chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
And welcome back into the OEB Law Game of the Week. It is halftime here at Powell, where Anderson County leads over the home team Panthers in Week 1, 35-28. Anderson County has led this entire game. In fact, Anderson County was up by 14 with the ball back with around 2 minutes left to go in this in the first half, and we thought, you know what, Anderson County might score again and make this a 21-point game. As I am Aaron Harvey, joined by James Gibson. That's not what happened, though. Anderson County didn't handle the punt. It hit one of their blockers down the field, and Powell able to recover that, score on the very next play, and show off that, hey, we've got a really good offense too. How big was that momentum shift?
Oh, it was huge. And Anderson County, if I was to ask you who had more yards right now, who would you say?
Anderson County.
Right, 278 yards for Anderson County and just over 300 yards for Powell. So that tells you right there how explosive this Powell offense really is.
Yeah, it's incredible, honestly. You look at both of these teams, you know that both of these teams are going to be putting up a lot of points against the teams that they're going to play all season long. So it's fun to get into a game like this and see these two defenses challenged as much as they have been. I think the big difference in this game, as you see, it's only a one-score game, is the fact that Powell has 2 turnovers on fumbles, whereas Anderson County only has that 1. And you think, hey, that's where the difference in the game is, those turnovers.
That and penalties. There's been some really costly penalties on both sides, really, but mainly for Powell. It's been more instrumental penalties throughout to slow their drive down and kind of stagnate that offense a little bit. But as you see from the stats, Powell came out, only had the ball a few times to be able to, like 3-4 possessions, to be able to get over 300 yards is pretty impressive.
And we have seen some of the big playmakers from Powell already make an impact on this game. Of course, we talk about Adarius Redmond, a guy with several D1 offers. Jordan Potts, the hero quarterback, just put up a dual threat quarterback, put up monstrous numbers last year, and he's getting his season started off on the right foot as well. And then, of course, you've got the big guy, Walter Nolan, up front, and we haven't seen a whole lot from him, but he's probably going to be getting a lot of double teams, which is going to open up opportunities for his teammates a little bit. And we did see him get into the backfield one time for sure and get a tackle for loss against Anderson County's talented running back Gavin No.
Yeah, he's got a warm welcome to East Tennessee football. And East Tennessee, when I was in college coaching, East Tennessee has a particular brand of football, and they're known for being tough and gritty up front in the trenches. And Mr. Nolan has found out that East Tennessee football is pretty tough in the trenches. Even if you're going to come across a undersized, deep offensive lineman, he is still going to be fundamentally sound and very, very tough. And East Tennesseans take a lot of pride in facing someone that is got all this paralysis and media attention. So Anderson County's been licking their chops all offseason long, looking at getting an opportunity to face somebody like Walter Nolan, #1 prospect in the country.
And we saw Jordan Potts just now warming up on the field, just kind of chucked the ball casually, just 60 yards down the field. He's got a big arm, and he's got some weapons that he can use if they get behind the secondary, and we've already seen that a couple times as he's hit Adarius Redmond a couple on long touchdown passes, one of those which was even called back. So the story of this game, though, is that big costly turnover on that punt return from Anderson County. They had an opportunity to possibly go into halftime up by 21 points, But the fumble, Powell gets it. They score, take advantage of it. It's a 7-point game. Powell gets the football to start the second half with a lot of momentum. They got to go into halftime like we talked about, kind of take a deep breath, reset, because they did have some stupid penalties. They did have some adversity that they're going to have to try to work through. And so it allows them to take a deep breath. And Coach Matt Lowe can look at them and say, hey, guys, look, we're only down 7. We've played some bad football at times.
Yep. Very bad football, to be honest with you. And they have some polishing they need to do, because they definitely have the athletes to win a lot of football games this year. And I'm talking deep in the playoffs. If they continue to polish that talent, it's going to shine bright as we move on throughout the season.
Well, we're getting ready for our General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff, and there it is, taken at about the 13-yard line, and that's Magdo. And Magnus gets across the 40, across the 45, across midfield, down about the Anderson County 48-yard line, and that's where Powell is going to have a Hammers 1st and 10 to start this Sexton Automotive drive. And we've got another cramp on the sideline.
It looked like the kicker, actually, who was in on the tackle, sort of cramping up there.
You don't want to see your kicker cramping up. I do want to take this moment to say thank you to Sexton Automotive, sponsoring drives for tonight's game. Sexton Automotive, you can call 865-272-3223, and you can take your own Sexton Automotive drive. That is a test drive. Also got a great service center, which I had to take advantage of a couple months ago. Had a fuse bad. They were able to find it somehow. Take care of that for me. So Hammers 1st and 10, where we begin this Sexton Automotive drive.
Let's see if Powell tries to establish a little more running game in the second half here.
One safety deep for this Anderson County defense as Potts takes a 3-step drop. Now he looks, he's got a man. And we do have a flag coming out. And
looks like that might be on offense, trying to push a little separation from the defensive back there.
You do think it's going to be on the offense?
Let's see what Mr. Referee saw.
Yeah. See, I thought, and now do we have an official injury? Ooh.
Oh, he did.
So we are hearing that this official ran into somebody. And he does indicate that it's going to be a pass interference, but he doesn't say which way it's going.
And it looks like their Anderson County's get-back coach is going to have to pull people back a little bit quicker from sideline.
So I think he's going to be okay. Got the breath knocked out of it. See, I was thinking they were going to get Tate Russell with a defensive pass interference.
Of course, I'm going to be calling it offensive.
So we'll see. Pass interference, and that will go against Anderson County. That is a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, I thought Russell kind of reached up and grabbed him. I don't really think it had much of an effect on the play, to be honest with you. But that is what I thought that I saw.
And you could have called it anyway there or not even have called it.
So we've got a Hammers 1st and 10 as Powell is in Anderson County territory after that 15-yard penalty. Potts takes a snap, 5-step drop. Looking downfield, he's got a man there, and the pass is incomplete off the fingertips of Aiden Green.
Just floated it a little too much. He's actually lucky that one wasn't picked off because it stayed in the air forever, giving your center safety who's floating in the middle of the field there an opportunity to make a play on the football.
And Green is not someone who we've talked about a whole lot tonight, but that's another young man with some Division I offers. So Powell, talent all over the field. As here is Potts. 3 wide outs to the left, handoff, and not getting much, maybe 2 or 3 yards is Stockton that time. Jarvis Stockton Jr. picks up 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Powell. their opening Sexton Automotive drive of the second half with 11:15 left to go in this third quarter. Powell wanting to keep this drive alive. Because one thing we know is you don't want to give Anderson County the football.
No, they're so fundamentally sound on offense. Their wide receivers run crisp routes. Third and about 8.
Potts steps up, takes the snap, drops. He's under pressure. He's going to have to step up, but he is sacked all the way back at the 39-yard line. A loss of about 7 on the play is going to bring up fourth and 15. Let's make that 4th and 16.
Takes the really snap. Good pressure here, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Sent a lot of pressure up the middle. It was not picked up and got a good sack.
And in there to get the stop was Zach Shannon. He's a do-everything kind of player. So now Powell's going to send the punt team in, and their punter is also their place kicker, Dylan Stooksbury. Back deep to receive for Anderson County is Garrison Terry.
Let's keep out on the long snap.
And we got a flag on the play. Or it's a whistle, actually, as Powell will call a timeout. Timeout is brought to you by Patterson Appliance.
A little bit of confusion there for Powell. Looked like they weren't lined up correctly. Coach had to call a timeout, get them adjusted.
And Patterson Appliance hiring now for sales, delivery techs, service techs. Find us on Indeed to apply.
Guys, if you're...
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. Stooksbury set to punt this one away. And that is a high punt. Takes a Powell bounce and rolls dead. Shoo! They're trying to blow on it to get it to go a little bit farther, but it finally rolls dead.
You can't ask for no better than that right there. That's a great punt. Inside the 5.
It's between the 3 and 4 yard line.
You can't get a better punt.
So that's where that Sexton Automotive drive will start with the Hammers 1st and 10. As we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay here, ball bounces at about the 13 and then rolls another 10 yards.
That's huge.
Yeah. Shoo, shoo, shoo. So now this high-flying Mavericks offense back on the field. Martinez in the backfield with Gavin No. Powell showing blitz. Here they come. And a quick pass is knocked away, and could possibly have been intercepted and walked into the end zone as Carson Whitehead there defending for Powell.
Yeah, the big senior, 5'9", 160 pounds. You see there, made a great break on the ball, putting his hands on it. That's a great defensive play.
So almost disastrous for Anderson County, and coming off the end was J.J. Faust from his linebacker position to put pressure on Martinez and get him to get rid of that ball maybe a lot quicker than he thought or he wanted to. Martinez, handoff, goes to No, bounces up the middle to the right and gets it up to about the 6, so that's going to be a 3-yard gain. So both of these defenses coming out firing a little bit.
Yeah, the defenses look good. And why do they look good? Coming out of halftime, making the coaching adjustments in the locker room. That's the guys coming down from the press box, making the corrections that they see, and that's why you're seeing a little more bit better defensive football.
3rd and a long 7. Martinez looks to his sideline to get the play. He's got 2 wide outs on either side. Gavin No in the backfield with him. Big 3rd down right here.
Nobody deep for Powell. Close coverage to the line of scrimmage.
Martinez, three-step drop, and sets up the screen pass to No. No makes one man miss, crosses the 10, gets to about the 15. He's going to have enough for a Hammers first down, and Anderson County keeps the drive alive.
And who else do you throw to but your best running back? A guy that's rushed for 1,000,000 yards, easy screen pass, wide open.
And he had to make Faust miss. He had to.
And he did.
And once he did, he was able to pick up that first down. Great play call for Anderson County there, as Anderson County played back in a zone, and that's just, it's a lack of execution.
Yep.
They were set up to make the play.
Yep, defensive line took off running into the backfield.
Martinez, quick out, and it's completed about the 12, and then quickly getting up the field and out of bounds. And a flag is down on the play. We'll check, see what that is.
Touchdown saving tackle there by Carson Whitehead. Again, the senior defensive back.
But that was Eli Braden on that reception. Braden's got some wheels on him.
Yes, he does.
And that's a hold on Anderson County, so that'll back them up.
Yeah, you see the hold there by the wide receiver. He had his hand to the back plate of the defensive back, and you can see that. That's easy call. Got to have that inside hand placement.
Thanks to that Chuck Fleischman replay, able to see that very clearly. And that's going to bring up about a 1st and 17 because the penalty is half the distance to the goal.
And Anderson County with about 6 men on the defensive line of scrimmage. I'm sure they'll walk one of those guys back into coverage. 7 seconds on the play clock.
Martinez takes the snap, and he is drilled. And Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan was there to deliver the boom. And now we've got another cramp on the play. And that looks like Braden Miller. And that's going to give us an injury timeout. But wow. Saw that on that replay.
Yeah, he's lucky that wasn't called, really. Close to head-to-head, but overall, great play. Went right up the line of scrimmage, made an excellent play. Got another cramp. As you see the trainer there working on the calf of the wide receiver.
So we do have an injury timeout, so we'll call that a timeout. That is brought to you by Patterson's Appliance. Follow them on Facebook for appliance specials, job postings, and more. Patterson's Appliance.
So Walter,
you won this year's chili cook-off.
Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
And back at the OEB Law Game of the Week, as our injured player, Braden Miller, gets up and can walk off on his own power. And on that Chuck Fleischman replay, you see that huge hit by Walter Nolan.
Now that hit right there can change the ball game. When you get a good contact hit on an opposing quarterback, that can have a lot of changes moving forward.
And Martinez was also slow to get up on that play.
He was. His feet was stationary, and he had to get rid of the ball fast and take the blow of a 6'4", 310-pound man.
2nd and 16, Martinez in the backfield, and we've got a flag on the play. And that is a false start. So Anderson County continuing to go in the negative direction. After half the distance to the goal, they're going to spot the ball at the 5-yard line. AC's going to make it out to about the 26, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 21.
A lot of sloppy football, and so far you could say that Powell came out of the halftime a little more prepared than Anderson County.
Yeah. That's what it looks like so far, which is the script is flipped. 7:53 left to go in the third quarter. Anderson County third and forever.
Martinez changing.
And now we've got another penalty flag. This is going to be a delay of game.
Yeah, Martinez took too long. He was changing the routes of his wide receivers and ended up catching a delay of game there. Got to be quicker.
So that is half the distance to the goal. You can clearly see it on our Chuck Fleischman replay that play clock hit 0. And it resets to 24, and the count is on again. The ball is placed just outside the 2-yard line.
Not a lot of options you can do here.
2nd and 24. Martinez. Quick drop. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. He's in trouble. He's tucking it. He's running it and picking up 2 yards to get out to the 4-yard line, and now flags. What did the officials see here? Because if that's on Powell, that is huge.
It looked like it was on Powell. They've got to learn to keep their mouth shut in tight situations. You just can't have penalties like that. Let's see what they ended up getting. A lot of jawing was going down on the sideline.
It's chippy.
Would you expect anything else?
No.
Chuck Fleischman replay here. Scramble drill. Run about 25 yards to pick up 2. And just a little chippiness jump.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of walked over him there.
Yeah, there's a little taunt there at the end.
I'll say this. Looked like Owen Peterson, senior, 5'8", 170-pound defensive back there for Powell.
And the reason why that's a big deal is that was going to be 3rd and 20
forever.
Yeah,
on your own too.
Yeah, and now
it's senior made that mistake. You just can't have it.
Now it's a manageable 3rd and 8.
Has to be smarter.
3 wideouts to the right for Walker Martinez. 1 to his left. Gets the play from the sidelines.
3rd down. Keep an eye on Walter Nolan.
And he's coming. Martinez able to unload, and that pass is complete to Bryson Vowell. Got to the sticks, knew exactly where he had to go. A beautiful throw by Walker Martinez.
Good pocket presence by Martinez. Stay in there, feel the pressure, release the ball.
Ooh, you can't do it any better than that.
No, great job by the wide receiver.
And Nolan did a rip, and he was coming.
He was coming. But they're taking him out of the ball game by tempo, running sideline, getting rid of the ball as fast as possible. Double teams, chop blocks. So far, his impact hasn't been as big as he would like.
Martinez takes the snap, looks, gets rid of it to No. No picks up about 2 yards on that Hammers 1st and 10, which will bring up a 2nd and 8.
But the first down converted thanks to the 15-yard penalty for a taunt by Powell.
And we would like to say thank you to juvenile judge Brian Hunt for his sponsorship tonight. And also attorney Victoria Bowling, who focuses on juvenile and family law, cheering on the Mavs tonight. So here is Martinez, gets the quick pass out, and not much there.
And Walter Nolan in on the play and on the tackle there. He immediately recognized.
Also, thank you to Lewis Ridner, and says vote for Lewis Ridner for Triple C, Anderson County Clerk, paid for by the candidate, Pam Ridner, Treasurer.
Walter Nolan did an excellent job right there, recognizing the screen, set back, made a very secure tackle on a running back in open field.
So on this 3rd and 7, Mary Terry Frank is going to watch it with us. And up the middle, Gavin No breaks tackles across midfield to the 40, to the 30, across the 25, down to the 22-yard line. A huge pickup from the 30 all the way to the 22. That is a 48-yard pickup to bring up a Hammers 1st and 10, and Powell has a couple players down.
You see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, he bobbled the ball. It was a bad sloppy, then threw down a stiff arm, made one guy miss and outrun a couple guys. Great running back play.
Wow. So this is another timeout, and this is brought to you by Patterson's Appliance, quality appliances from brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid.
Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
You do it all, from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring and enjoy life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace your life in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Here's a new 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew, $43,975. 2018 Honda CR-V, all-wheel drive, low miles, $27,990. 2020 Kia Telluride S model, $41,490. Service your car for back-to-school maintenance at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Back at the OAB Law Game of the Week as Powell's players are up and off the field. 6:34 left to go in the third quarter. Anderson County with a 7-point lead, 35-28, and they are driving.
A lot in his career since he took over. You mentioned it, Coach, just the poise.
We got a halftime score update with Clinton 33, William Blunt nothing.
How about that? How about the Dragons?
Halftime update, you got Ray County 6, Alcoa 41. Hand off the football. Running back picks up a couple tough yards.
On that Hammers 1st and 10. So I want to say big thank you to Mayor Terry Frank. Proud to serve as your mayor. And also want to say a thank you to Tim Shelton, Anderson County Register of Deeds. Says, go Mavs, as now Moog has entered the game and picks up 3 yards. Actually picks up about 4. It's going to bring up third and about 2. And we've got some more cramping going on the field. And this is not at all unlike what we saw last night. And let's see. Jeff Cole, Anderson County Clerk, working hard for you. Thank you, Jeff Cole, for allowing us to be here tonight. And I think this break might be a little bit shorter lived, but we are going to have an opportunity for a timeout, which is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Home appliance financing available. Apply online at pattersonappliance.com.
On this Powell defense, he will come off the field. Now another Powell player goes down to get stretched a little bit. He's still working on it. You had to move the ball carrier.
So you saw some more Powell players that are getting on the field, dropping down, sitting, having to be stretched. This is, this first part of the year, it's really hot. So you do expect cramping kind of this first part of the year, but I don't know that I remember it being this bad in years past.
It is. I was just sitting here replaying in my head all the years that we've been covering high school football, and it's always like that the first couple weeks into a season.
So I want to also point out Lewis Reidner says, vote Lewis Reidner for Triple C, Anderson County Clerk, paid for by the candidate, Pam Reidner, Treasurer. As 3rd and 3 is the situation that Anderson County faces. Walker Martinez waits for the snap. Gavin No in the backfield with him. And No does get the snap. Gets it outside. Dives for the end zone. It was well short, though, as he was wrapped up around the 5. Inside, probably close to the 3-yard line, where it's going to be a Hammers 1st and goal for AC.
Check out this Chuck Fleischman replay.
running to the short side of the field.
They got a really big block on Nolan there, threw him out of bounds.
And they try No again up the field, and No is having to stretch as he gets to the 2-yard line. .520 left to go in this third quarter.
And if you're Anderson County, that's not one that you want to see going down with cramps. That's one of the better running backs in East Tennessee. And he's a full contact running back.
Well, this timeout is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Thank you for your support over 55 years.
Especially in the second and third quarters.
Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
You do it all, from checklist and tackling kids' activities to exploring.
Ryan Spitzer has been a prosecutor in Anderson County since 2007, prosecuting more than 2,500 cases over the past decade. Ryan has been the Drug Task Force prosecutor for the past 7 years. Ryan donates time working with local nonprofits. A veteran, Ryan spent 6 years serving his country as an Army medic in the National Guard. Ryan is a family man who works hard every day to keep Anderson County families safe. Experience matters.
Game of the week. It is 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line for Anderson County, trying to add on to this 7-point lead they already have as we are more than halfway through the third quarter. So look at this formation for Anderson County, kind of an offset pistol, and handoff goes up the middle, and does he get in? Touchdown, Anderson County. That is a Ryan Spitzer touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. That time they hit Nick Moog.
But it's a 2-yard touchdown run for Nick Moog, backup running back for Anderson County, and it's 41.
So let's see what this penalty is.
Look like a little John.
In the third quarter, PAT on the way.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Anderson County.
Probably on the kickoff.
So it is a touchdown.
Look at
this formation, unsportsmanlike conduct. So let's see if we can see it on this Chuck Fleischman replay.
See the hole there by the center and the guard. They opened it up just enough for him to poke his head in. And then
spiked the football. Nick Moog just a little bit too excited, maybe. Can't spike the football in high school. So that extra point is no good. It goes wide right. And so that Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown, Ryan's a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters, is not capped off with an extra point as the Mavs lead this one 41-28 with 5:14 left to go in the third quarter.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. See all the ways natural gas can improve your home by visiting one of the ORUD showrooms in Oak Ridge or Kingston. New gas appliances run more efficiently. They provide hot water when you need it, precise heat control for cooking, and can dry clothes in about half the time. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas.
Back at your OAB Law Game of the Week. Anderson County putting 6 more on the board. They lead this one 41-28, 5:14 left to go in the third quarter as we get set for our General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff. Judge Miller wishing all the county football teams a healthy and successful season. And getting set to kick off for Anderson County will be Chris Nelson. So Connor Wheeler And Gianni Magdos back deep to receive for Powell.
So we've seen two of the better quarterbacks in East Tennessee tonight with Potts and Martinez. Who would you say so far has outperformed the other?
I would say, as we look at this kickoff, and it will roll out of bounds, so you'll have another penalty. But if you're asking me who's performed better between Potts and Martinez, I think it has to be Martinez.
He looks more calm in the pocket. He's a little more composed, and he's pretty tight. And he has a really good release. And Potts is a potential finalist. And he's got some pretty daggum good weapons on the outside of him. I'm not going to say a lot better than what Martinez has, but more weapons available. But I'm really liking Martinez. He's put on a clinic here tonight and has really showcased his talents well.
So interesting situation here as Anderson County is having to kick this football back 20 yards back behind where they normally would kick this thing off from because of the 15-yard celebration penalty, and then the kick out of bounds tacked on another 5 yards. So Powell should get really good field position.
They will, and that's not what you want if you're Anderson County because they have some dangerous speed back here.
Yep, and here's Magdos. Takes it about the 24-yard line, crosses the 30, crosses the 40, looking for some more room up the field, and we have a flag. And you were calling for it before the flag even came out.
Yep, I seen it coming. The guys, you cannot, if you see the back numbers, you can't block them. Just give up. And he hit him right in the back for Powell, and it's clear as day blocking the back.
And that is going to negate that really good field position as we look at
Powell.
this kickoff.
So it's been a problem for Powell all night long.
Yeah, it has.
It's a shame that they've got some really special speed back there, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot almost on every possession of a kickoff return.
So after all of that, after 3 penalties shared by both teams, Powell will start the Sexton Automotive drive with a Hammers 1st and 10 at the Panther 30-yard line.
Got a tight end on the top side and trips at the bottom.
And handoff goes to Stockton Jr. Stockton running people over. He breaks free in the open field and drugged down from behind, but not before a huge pickup on the play. Finally run down by Zach Shannon, but that's a way to start the drive.
That's a way to start it, and that's him saying, give me the ball. Give me an opportunity to make something happen with my legs, and I promise I'm not going to let you down. He's just wanting more right there. Of course, he is fresh.
34-yard pickup there. Stockton gets the ball again. This time only picks up 1 on that Hammers 1st and 10.
If Powell can establish the run game a little bit more to open up that deep ball that they're wanting to target, but they've got to get the running game going, like you see here. Great job by the offensive line, just overly great job by that running back. You don't see that often, guys.
Stockton saw that on that Chuck Fleischman replay.
He felt it too.
Knocked down, ran over Braden Miller. So here's Potts with 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. A deep 5-step drop. Has a man, but the throw is low that time.
Wide open.
Trying to get Aiden Green. Possibly a missed opportunity. Oh, yeah, look at all that.
Oh, linebacker was lost and just missed him.
That would have been a huge game.
He's still running.
Yeah. Well, he's probably scored by now. But I know what you're saying.
All right, tight formation. It's either going to be a run or some kind of crossing routes.
No, they're going to give it to their star player on an end around, and he's going to get up past the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. Darius Redmond. Get the ball to your playmakers is the formula to success.
Yep.
And if you can't get it to Redmond through the air, just go ahead and give him a little jet sweep there. So Here is Potts, quickly back up to the line, and he's going to run a quick out, and that goes to Faust. Faust picks up 5, picks up 7, knocked out of bounds, and that's going to bring up second and short.
Good pitch and catch. Quarterback was barely able to get that ball out to this wide receiver. It was an ugly throw, but efficient. It got there, and he picked up a lot of yards.
Clock running, 3:22. Actually, clock stopped now. 3:22 left to go in the third quarter.
Potts threw that ball double-handed. Still completed the pass.
So here is Potts. This time the 3 wide receivers on the left. Gives to Stockton. And looks for running room. He has enough for the first down. So Powell will have the Hammers first and 10. Looks like they're going to give him about the 13-yard line.
Great job there, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. He plants that outside foot, makes his first guy miss, and picks up the tough first down.
And we've got another player down now, this time for Anderson County. So I guess we're going to have another timeout. And timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Visit pattersonsappliances.com. Check out the current cash saving promotions.
The Free Medical Clinic serves residents of Anderson, Morgan, and Roane counties with no-charge primary care that meets 3 simple requirements. You must either live in one of these counties, you must meet an income level, and you must not have any health or medical insurance. Visit us at fmcor.org.
American Outdoor Equipment has a great new location in Rockwood. They are a Branson tractor dealer with various sizes to choose from. Branson's greatest asset is their strength, quality, and features. But American Outdoor Equipment also has Bobcat mowers. You can expect the best when it comes to performance, durability, and comfort with a Bobcat mower. Or how about a Dixie Chopper mower? They're the world's fastest lawn mowers. They have a large service and parts department. They are family owned and operated, plus they offer in-house financing. That's American Outdoor Equipment in Rockwood.
Hammers first and 10, OAB Law game of the week. Potts in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the left. Potts, 3-step drop. He's looking to the left and has a man there. It's caught. Touchdown, Powell. And on the reception is Yanni Magnos. And that is a Ryan Spitzer touchdown. Ryan Spitzer for circuit court judge. Game is a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters. Check out this Chuck Fleischman replay. Potts had plenty of time.
Good throw, good catch.
And the extra point is up, and it is good. We've got a 6-point ball game with 2:55 left to go. It is Anderson County 41, Powell 35, as we try to get through this third quarter on your OEB Law.
Mulch and More in Midtown
is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch and More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch and More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch and More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch and More in Midtown.
Back to your OAB Law game of the week. Aaron Harvey along with Coach James Gibson. And Powell has made this a 6-point game as they get ready for the General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff. Judge Miller wishing all the county football teams a healthy and successful season. So here is the kickoff by Stooksbury. Stooksbury kicking to Garrison Terry, and Terry drops it, fumbles it, able to pick it up, and jumps out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and now he's hopping on one foot as if he, I don't know, landed on a foot wrong?
He jumped and kind of rolled his ankle a little bit, but that's his second mistake for that young man on kickoff return. He was the one that had the ball pinned in about the 1-yard line, and then this time just around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunately for that young man. Anderson County will begin this Sexton Automotive drive at the, they're going to give him the 12 with this Hammers 1st and 10.
And this is where a Nolan should start making his presence known.
Jet sweep. It goes to Zach Shannon. Shannon dropped in the backfield at about the 3-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 10.
J.J. Faust coming in big.
That's huge.
Great job playing. Kept his outside shoulder free. Made a good secure tackle.
So Zach Shannon, one of Anderson County's better players, skill players, meets J.J. Faust, one of Powell's better skill players. And Faust gets the W on that one. So Martinez with No in the backfield takes the snap. Handoff does go to No, and No is met up the middle and dropped after a pickup of maybe 2. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Anderson County.
Big 3rd down here for Anderson County.
And the Anderson County fans are pumped, and they should be, because Anderson County with that missed extra point, that could be the difference in this game. We'll have to see. But Anderson County with a 3rd and 13.
Letting the clock run down.
Martinez, 3-step drop, looks, rolls up the pocket, has a man there, and it's caught by Shannon, and he fumbled.
Incomplete.
No, they're going to call it incomplete.
Wow. It looked like he took more than one step.
So one of the officials threw a marker down to indicate a fumble, and the other came in and called it an incomplete. We have the ability to watch this Chuck Fleischman replay here and see exactly. That was a beautiful throw.
See, yeah, that's a fumble. Oh, man.
That's close.
That's
lucky
close for Anderson County that they don't have replay.
So Zeke West on to punt this football away. It shouldn't matter unless there's a fumble here. Powell should have about the same field position.
End over end punt.
And oh man!
If he called for a fair catch, and then try to run, advance it.
That's Connor Wheeler. Did he call for? If he called for a fair catch, then that is huge.
So a nice punt by Zeke West.
I didn't see a fair catch.
I didn't either.
Wheeler, the freshman that Magdos called the fair catch. Wheeler.
If he called it really early.
Yeah, officials are talking about it.
He's a freshman too.
No flag.
Yeah, they wiped it off.
Oh, well, that's going to take field position away from Powell on that return.
Yep.
It's like,
that's huge.
You stop the play, so let him get the return if it's not a penalty.
Ooh. So let's look. They blew it dead around when he was around the 35-yard line.
That's unfortunate there for Powell.
So the very most is going to cost them 6-7 yards probably, but still, when you're in a hole like you are, like Powell has been, 58 seconds left to go in this third quarter, they will begin this Sexton Automotive drive at the 40 as opposed to about the 32. Hammers 1st and 10, Potts in the backfield. He can see the lead in sight. And now it is a timeout, Powell. Coach Matt Lowe wants to talk about this one. So this will be a Patterson's Appliances timeout, your small town appliance specialist with big box pricing and fully stocked warehouse.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch & More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch & More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch & More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch & More in Midtown.
Again, a Hammers 1st and 10 as Powell will start this Sexton Automotive drive 40 yards away from tying this thing up and having an opportunity to take the first lead in this game. Here's Potts, 3 wideouts tightly to the left, and you got a wide receiver screen, and Redmond cannot handle that low throw.
Yep. And we've noticed that Potts has a little bit of hard time of hitting his flat routes, shorter routes. He's got to work on his pass.
And again, yeah.
Score update, Clinton 41, William Blount 23 in the fourth quarter.
And we've also learned that Coalfield is the Hoop Bowl champion again. They win that game over Wartburg 41-0. So 55 seconds still remaining in this third quarter. Yes, folks, we are in the third quarter. This game kicked off at 7. Here's Potts, takes the snap, fakes it, and here is a pass complete to Faust. Faust gets it up to close to the 30-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down, I do believe. It's going to be about a yard shy. Clock continues to run. 35 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Score update, Rockwood 41, Auburn Springs 8 final.
All right. So the Tigers beat the Bobcats in this all-cat showdown. 20 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And I don't think Powell's content. Well, they can't run it down because there's less than 10 on the play clock. But here's a handoff. Goes to Stockton Jr. He's got some running room. Makes a man miss with a stiff arm. Gets to the 5. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Powell.
What a run by the running back. He's been itching all night long. He said, "Get off me."
That is a Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown. Ryan's a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters. And Anderson County is an extra point away from trailing in this game for the first time.
Watch this Chuck Fleischman replay.
Split 2 defenders.
Oh, that
yeah, that was a play before.
Dylan Stooksbury missed it.
He missed the extra point.
The freshman had a chance.
Wow.
We have a tie ball game here.
With 3 seconds left to go in this third quarter, this game is deadlocked at 41 all. Wow. There is no better way to start the season. This is your OAB Law Game of the Week.
We'll take a break then.
Mulch & More in Midtown is your landscaping headquarters. They offer mulch, topsoil, all types of gravel, sand, rock, crab orchard stone, riprap stone, and limestone gravel. Mulch & More does light excavation work. Do you need a driveway repaired? They can do it. Plus, Mulch & More can do your water and sewer lines, French drains, and more with Ditch Witch services. So whether you only need a half cubic yard up to 20 cubic yards, Mulch & More can help you. Give Gary a call today at 865-234-7060 at Mulch & More in Midtown.
OAB Law Game of the Week. I'm out of breath. The fans here are getting what they paid for and more.
Emotional roller coaster right here, guys.
I tell you, Okay, so I've been broadcasting since I was in high school, okay? I'm 32 years old. I have a long, extensive career in broadcasting. I have never broadcasted an overtime game in football. So I've never done it. Tonight could be the night.
And Aaron Harvey's first. That's shocking to know, really.
Yeah.
All the ball games you've covered, and you have covered hundreds, and it'd be your first overtime. That's exciting.
Yeah. And there's 3 seconds left to go in this third quarter. They've been playing for 3 hours. So why not? Let's go to overtime.
Let's go. Hey.
Let's be here till 1 a.m.
It's all right.
Brad Jones says no. This is our General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff, and it is taken by Terry at inside the 5. Terry finds some running room and gets up close to the 23, maybe the 24-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Folks, we are exactly how we started, knotted up. 41-all in your OEB Law game of the week.
And we go black here.
If you're building or remodeling and thinking about appliances, remember, Patterson's has the answer. And with a team like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, Genair, and Patterson's, plus service and parts after the sale, 4 locations, hey, that's a winner every time. Patterson's has been serving the area with name brand appliances for nearly 50 years, so you know they're here for the duration. That's Patterson's. They have the answer.
The Free Medical Clinic provides everything a regular primary clinic provides. We provide all your primary care needs, even with telehealth virtual appointments, so you don't have to travel to one of our 2 clinics in Harriman or Oak Ridge. We provide testing, lab work, screenings, annual physicals, and vaccines. All of this for you at no charge. Visit us at fmcor.org.
Back to our OEB Law game of the week. Fourth quarter getting ready to begin. Aaron Harvey, James Gibson. We might be calling the game of the year right now in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people has predicted Powell to win the state championship this year. So, and Anderson County, hey, they're going to be tough this year moving forward. If you're fighting like this against Powell, hey.
Anderson County, tie ball game, 41-all with the ball to begin the Sexton Automotive drive.
Let's see who makes the first mistake. It could be a game ender.
Gavin No with the handoff up the middle, has some room, gets to about the 32-yard line, and did he lose the football? Did he lose it? Was he down? They're talking about it.
Big conversation here. We just talked about who's going to make the first mistake.
Off the field, their defense did, most of them. Now the officials are huddled up. Anderson County is playing their way. And the players and coaches trying to get everybody away from the officials.
They're going to give it to Powell.
Huge turnover. We have our answer.
All right, so look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. We'll look at it in slow motion. No, finding some running room.
Pretty high and tight, holding on to the football.
It's so hard to tell from there. It's so hard to tell.
It's a close play. He looked like he might be down, but again, we have the beauty of having Chuck Fleischman sponsor our replays. That's a big call there.
So Powell, with a lot of momentum, has the football on the short side of the field. So here is this Sexton Automotive drive. Hammers 1st and 10. Pott steps up. He's hit as he's thrown, and it's an interception.
Guys, we got a ball game here.
Wow.
Turnover. County fumbles the football. Powell, first possession, throws an interception.
Zeke West, the punter.
Potts trying to make a hard throw there with a defender hanging off of his back.
Yeah, he was hit as he threw. These defenses have come up huge, and that is Powell's 3rd turnover. And Anderson County has 2 turnovers tonight. So now Anderson County starts this Sexton Automotive drive from about the 14-yard line with Hammers 1st and 10. Martinez in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. No. And no. Just driving hard. Keeps those legs churning.
His center gravity is so low, and he's a big guy. And when he's running that low with low pad level, he is a hard man to tackle, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay here. Get off me and look at his shoulders. Low. Running over people. That's what you want out of a running back, is falling forward.
Picks up 9, 2nd and 1. Martinez in the backfield. Now he's going to look to the sideline, get the play.
Powell, again, playing very shallow with their defensive backs, about 10 to 12 yards off the line of scrimmage.
And
have movement.
On that Powell team, on that defensive line for the Panthers, but that team a good
that's encroachment on Powell. That will bring up an automatic Hammers 1st and 10 for Anderson County. Wow. So now, Anderson County, 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, and H-back also lined up to the left. Now he's going to motion to the right. Handoff, no. Going that way behind that H-back, he's got nothing. In fact, he's going to lose a yard.
No room there to make anything happen. Took just a bit of a loss or no gain. Noah's a really good running back. He's a large frame body, and he runs hard.
Now, I thought they'd lose a yard. They lost about half a yard, in fact. So 2nd and 10 with 10:28 left to go in this fourth quarter. 41-41. Martinez. And gets rid of the football. And across the 35, or across the 35 to, let's see if they give him the 37. Actually going to give him the 38. And that's going to be enough for another Hammers 1st and 10.
There's another example. Walker Martinez running.
That time gets it to Eli Davis. Coming out of the backfield from that H-back position.
Rushed it, got rid of it, but made it, got it there. Picked up a really good first down. It was ugly, but it worked.
If this kid was taller, if he was what?
So now 2 wideouts to the boundary side. 2 to the wide side. Handoff, no. He's angry.
He is, and that's what you hate seeing if you're a defensive back coming up at 5'10", 160 pounds, tackling a running back that's running that angry.
I know this isn't basketball. Let's just watch this Chuck Fleischman replay. In basketball, there's a saying that the ball never lies. So if there's like a bad call or whatever, then it's made up for. That might have Gavin No probably feels like he didn't fumble that football. And he's saying, listen, the ball never lies. We got it back, and I'm going to run it down your throat.
You're exactly right, Aaron. That's good terminology.
So Nick Moog now in the backfield for Martinez. Martinez hands off to Moog, and he's wrapped up and dropped by Walter Nolan.
Number 1 player in the entire country right there, 99 Walter Nolan. Top 3 college choices, Tennessee, Florida, Texas A&M.
And look why.
Ooh. They tried to pull the guard to kick him out, and the guard couldn't get there.
His pursuit of the football, once he saw it, yeah.
He's got to work on pad level. Of course, he's used to being bigger and stronger than everybody he's going against. He will not be able to do that at the next level.
2nd and 12 now for Anderson County. And we've got whistles. Timeout. David Gillum wants to talk about it. This timeout is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Save with scratch and dent appliances at the Rockwood Outlet Store.
41-41, 8:19 left to go in the game. Here in the KOC game of the week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway. Evans Mortuary has been serving.
Harvey, joined by Coach James Gibson. And we want to say, let's point to the field there. And that's Tim Elrod, earlier of OEB Law, presenting a $1,000 check to Powell High School. Elrod and the team present that money to every school that they go to. A great thing that they do for the schools. Here's Martinez, fakes the handoff to Moog, looks over, and the pass is almost picked off.
And Powell is lucky Faust was in the quarterback's face because he had him behind the defenders of Powell. But luckily for Powell, Faust was in his face, made him throw a bad ball.
Yeah, and that's trying again to get Eli Davis, who lines up in that H-back position. They kind of snuck him out in passing routes and able to catch Powell off guard a little bit, but that time was not able to connect. As Gavin Noe has re-entered the game, he got a little bit of a breather there.
We have some confusion for Powell's defensive backfield.
And play clock is running down, and it expires. And Anderson County was able to call a timeout before they did. 8:13 left to go in the fourth quarter. A big third down coming up for Anderson County. It is 41-all in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
OEB Law is excited to be a part of this year's football season. School spirit is at an all-time high. OEB Law is proud to give back and support our community. Come cheer on these great teams with us. And remember, if you've been injured or need legal help, OEB Law will be there for you. So visit wreckintoacheck.com or give us a call, 865-546-1111, and let OEB Law turn your wreck into a check.
Welcome back to the OEB Law Game of the Week. 8:13 left to go in this one. You don't have to build it up any more than that. Anderson County, it's Powell. We saw this last year. Anderson County leading late in that game. Jordan Potts hits J.J. Faust with about 2 minutes left for the go-ahead touchdown, and Powell ends up winning that game by 2 points. So here we are, another very tight game between a 4A powerhouse in Anderson County, a 5A powerhouse in Powell. A big third down as Powell tries to get the ball back. Martinez in the backfield gets the snap, drops back, looks. The ball is out of his hands on the ground.
Anderson County recovers.
Wow. Wow. And for Anderson County, Grayson Bradshaw came up and stole that football away.
For Powell, number 33, Daniel Stanford came up and knocked the ball away, and luckily for Anderson County, they fell on the ball.
Wow. But Powell's going to get the ball back anyway, unless something happens here. So
they have the momentum right now.
Zeke West getting ready to punt.
Ooh, short,
and that is
short
a
kick.
Straight up in the air punt. It goes out of bounds at the 32, but that's not where they're going to place it. They're going to put it on the 33. So Powell gets to start the Sexton Automotive drive at the 33-yard line. Not too bad. 7:33 left to go in the game. Obviously, a misfire for West there, who's otherwise had a pretty good game. Although he's not had to punt very much.
He hasn't, but you can't have mistakes in the fourth quarter, 41-40, with 7:33 left to go.
So here's Potts. His last pass was intercepted. This time he's going to hand off to Stockton. Stockton crosses the 40, gets to the 45, cross midfield, still on his feet. Finally rolled down.
Ooh, dominating run right there. That's what you want to see in a running back. Very interesting to see that they chose to run behind right tackle Warren Nolan, Walter Nolan's little brother, who is 6'4", 290 pounds.
Ooh, Stockton Jr. punishing Tate Russell that time.
He is a very good running back who needs some more carries, in my opinion, for Powell.
Well, I don't know that they wanted to run too much because they've been behind this entire game, but now that it's tied, they can put it in his hands a little bit more. And here is a handoff. This time, it's Brian Belcher.
So the talented speedster senior, providing quality depth at the running back position.
And that picks up a Hammers 1st and 10, and Powell with the tempo now. And here is another handoff. This goes to Stockton Jr. Stockton still
moving forward.
Just moving. Gets up to the 27-yard line.
Should have been a tackle for loss. Just absolute talent, drive, determination. Kept that from being a loss.
And Powell, it just can smell some blood, and they're running a 2-minute drill now. 2nd and 2. A long 2. Handoff. And that goes to Belcher. And Belcher looks like he has enough for another Hammers 1st and 10. And he does. So clock continues to run. 5:55 left to go in this game. Panthers on the move.
Trips to the far side of the field.
Potts, handoff, Belcher, over right tackle, and runs over somebody else. Man, these running backs are just running with fury.
Well, I tell you, Belcher's come in with some fire in his veins. Watch this Chuck Fleischman replay here. He delivers the contact.
And we can't because back to the play again. It's Belcher again.
You feed this young man. You keep feeding him the rock. He is playing high-quality football here on this drive.
And this time he runs over Cole Phillips.
I'd like to see him plant that foot, try to make a move there. But, hey, I like the talent.
So we got a Hammers 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line.
Watch the throw to the flats here.
This time, handoff Stockton. Stockton with a spin move. Trying to get to the goal line. He drops the football.
Fumble.
It goes out of bounds before Anderson County can recover it. A huge break for Powell. Ooh. Man.
Refuses to go down. Took contact. Spin move. Stiff arm. Almost punched it in and dropped the ball right out of bounds.
Yeah.
Tough break for Anderson County.
So this is going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Squarely on the 2, on the right hash mark.
In my opinion, you got to feed the rock to number 15.
Yeah.
Reward the young man's effort. But what a 1-2 punch at running back for the Powell Panthers.
Powell brings the entire team to the sideline to call a play.
They're bringing in Walter Nolan at the running at a H-back position. So you have a 325-pound lead blocker.
Yeah, but they couldn't get the play off, so they're going to have to call timeout because the play clock was running down. You cannot take a penalty right there. So Powell is going to talk about it. 5:06 left to go in this tie game. 41 all on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
SL Bowman & Son, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Thing as we're back to our OAB Law Game of the Week that the coach pointed out, Walter Nolan is in the game as an H-back. So it looks like he's going to be a lead blocker for Stockton Jr. Potts under center. The ball is fumbled.
And we have laundry on the field.
And we do have flags on the play.
It's exactly what they call the timeout to work on because he's never under center. Good play. So,
You know what's interesting is that wasn't Potts that took that snap.
Well, there's your reason for your fumble. And they were under center for the first time, I think, tonight. 16 was the quarterback.
Yeah, that's Stooksbury. That's the kicker.
It's interesting.
And now we've got another cramp on the play. So, this is interesting.
We've got a game here, guys. They're digging down deep in their playbooks and everything, trying to squeak out this win.
And the player is up. So that was Steven Souls Jr., who lines up at tight end for Powell. 5:04 left to go in this game. And after that 5-yard penalty, it's going to be 2nd and goal from the Anderson County 7. So they're backed up a little bit. So you think in this position, do you try to kick a field goal if you can't punch it in before 4th down?
Yes, you go for points. And they got a pretty good kicker, but again, he missed an extra point.
Here's a penalty. So now Potts is in the game. He's got Stockton beside him, sends a man in motion
over there.
And it's going to be Stockton going to the right. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Powell. The Panthers lead this game for the first time. That is a Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown. Ryan's a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters. And Powell has experience coming from behind against Anderson County. And we do have another player cramping up for Anderson County, and that's Braden Miller. But let's look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. It looks like the play's going to the left, but it's not. And that was easy.
That was easy. Run behind the big freshman right tackle. Get all the motion running to the opposite side. Easy replacement touchdown. Great job.
So we have an all-important extra point coming up here.
And to your point that you were making, Coach, is they bailed on their power.
Or a 2-point conversion.
After the negative play.
Don't say that.
Back to what they do, and it worked out.
Technically, you're right. Technically, you're right. But Stooksbury is coming in to attempt this point after. Missed the last one.
And mind you, he fumbled the ball on the handoff under center.
Yes, he
so
did.
His nerves could be a little high.
This is not good for a kicker.
It's not good for a kicker. But he is a very talented guy who's ready for the prime time. Still working on the player in the end zone with cramps. Guys, if you're watching this and you don't have insurance or you're in between jobs and you need health medical care in the Morgan, Roan, Anderson area, check out Free Medical Clinic. They will help you out, and they provide a quality service to the people of those counties.
A brand new sponsor of the Friday Night Scoreboard Show, which you will be able to see following this broadcast. If you look at the graphic on the screen, it says 10. It's currently 10:16, so obviously that's not going to happen tonight. But that's okay because David Queener, Jonathan Cox standing by. They're ready to go on the air as soon as we get done with our broadcast
so don't
tonight.
go anywhere. Stay there and watch this game. And if you're watching and you've been at another game, call in. Let the guys know what you saw, who you saw, what you was impressed with, what you didn't like.
Players still down for Anderson County. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and let's take a timeout. It is 47-41 Powell extra point coming up on this after this break.
If you're building or remodeling and thinking about appliances, remember, Patterson's has the answer. And with a team like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, Genair, and Patterson's, plus service and parts after the sale, 4 locations, hey, that's a winner every time. Patterson's has been serving the area with name brand appliances for nearly 50 years, so you know they're here for the duration. That's Patterson's. They have the answer.
OEB Law Game of the Week, our injured player, which is Braden Miller, halfway walks off on his own power. So let's see this all-important extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and Stewksbury's extra point is good, and Anderson County is going to be penalized for running into the kicker.
That's going to play a big part in field position coming up here. Anderson County has not had good field position in the entire second half.
So let's get the call. Is it running in or roughing? Because that matters. I think he
confused me there.
I think he called roughing the passer. Obviously, it wasn't. He's roughing the kicker. But what we have now is, for the first time in this game, Powell leads it 48-41. A kickoff coming up for Anderson County. They'll have the ball back with 4:59 left to go in this game. What a great OEB Law Game of the Week. Can't start the season a better way than this.
No, what a game. This is a game of the night in the state of Tennessee, in our opinion. That's why we're here. And that's why OEB is bringing you this excellent game choice here. I know COVID is out and about. A lot of people chose to stay home and watch the coverage, so it's a great game. You can't ask for better.
Thank you very much, Sam.
So, Powell getting ready for their General Sessions judge, Roger Miller, kickoff. Judge Miller wishing all the county football teams a healthy and successful season. So Powell's going to be able to move this football all the way up to the Anderson County 45 before they kick this one off. I think Stewksbury can probably get this to the end zone. Do you do that, or do you try to do something cute here?
I try to go as high as I possibly can and somewhat short and see if you can get a mistake by Anderson County, because you'll be in the face of that kick returner pretty quick, which can always turn a turnover.
Stewksbury's kick is, wow. They kicked an onside kick.
And Powell recovers.
Now here's the question. That ball has to travel 10 yards before Powell can touch it.
I see no flag.
Unless Anderson County tried touching it first. Let's look at this Chuck Fleischman replay.
Anderson County touched it first. And it went 10 yards as well.
Anderson County tried touching it.
Powell recovered. What a play.
They call
gutsy.
It
football for a reason, Aaron.
Sexton Automotive drive for Powell will start at the 36-yard line of Anderson County. 4:58 left to go in this game. Powell with a 7-point lead and a short field.
Let's see how Anderson County responds to the adversity.
As Michael Scott would say, my, how the turntables. Handoff. And Stockton Jr. is breaking tackles, and he's inside the 15 for Powell. And this Panther crowd can feel it. And we have another cramp on the play. And this is an Anderson County player. Just look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Stewksbury. Or, I'm sorry. Not Stewksbury. Wow. What a run. And Obviously, that's Jarvis Stockton Jr., who's had a heck of a second half.
This Powell offense right now is really powering along, working well together, communicating well. Got a little cooler tonight, and it seems like Powell has responded well to that.
There's 4:49 left to go in this ball game. And Powell has a Hammers 1st and 10 from inside the 15-yard line.
A lot of room up top.
Handoff, because why not? This goes to Stockton Jr. Hesitates, makes the man miss. Touchdown, Powell! Another Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown. Ryan's a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters. Powell made short work of that Sexton Automotive drive, but there is a flag on the play.
Another player down for Anderson County. Looks like cramps again. Of course, when you have this much yards, this much scoring, this much movement up and down the field, it's going to play a major factor in your athlete's ability.
So what are they doing? Did they pick the flag up? I've not seen Mr. White Hat signal anything.
I don't see the flag either.
They picked it up. Yeah, they picked it up.
Coach Lowe's all the way down to the 10-yard line.
There it is. Okay, so it says a personal foul on Powell. And
I didn't see it on the screen. It must have been off screen.
With a football on the sideline, out of uniform, like
on Powell.
I think he was kind of frustrated that maybe somebody had said something.
yeah, I think that this one's coming back.
All right, interesting. Don't want to risk maybe.
All right.
Looks like Powell's going for 2 here.
I'm confused. Let's see what they do here. Potts drops back to pass. Quick pass. It is high.
On the 2-point conversion, Coach, what do you think of the decision? Go for 2.
So that was a 2-point conversion. That was kind of a weird situation, that how all that broke down.
Yeah, I'm confused. Anyway, as it stands, Powell leads this one 54-41 with 4:32 left to go in your OAB Law Game of the Week.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Welcome back into your OAB Law Game of the Week. I know you look at that score, you say, hey, it's 54-41. Powell leads this one. It was 41-41 going into the fourth quarter, and the Panthers have outscored Anderson County by 13 in the final period. So
we've got Panthers are rolling on offense right now. They're clicking well. They're communicating on the sidelines. We've got a game.
So here is our kickoff, and it goes out of bounds. That's 5-yard penalty. This is a General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff, by the way. Wishing all the county football teams a healthy and successful season. Our jack of all trades producer, Brad Jones, just said, somebody should have sponsored the penalties tonight.
You ain't kidding. They would have racked in.
Yeah, because, you charge per game, not per mention. Yeah. So
And we want to say thank you to all the sponsors for covering this to allow us to bring you this game at home. But listen, guys, Brad Jones does so much work here, getting here 2 o'clock in the afternoon, getting stuff ready and set up and everything together. It's pretty astonishing to see, if I'm honest with you. So there's a lot of people out there that put in a lot of work to bring you this quality high school football.
Yeah. Before I started doing like the TV side of everything, I had no idea how all this worked. It's very complicated. It's very complicated. And Brad does pretty much all that.
98% of it.
Yeah.
99%.
And now what do we have?
Small business owners.
Yeah.
Is Anderson County going to take the football instead of the kickoff?
All right. So
Let's see where they get it.
So Powell kicked the football out of bounds. So then Anderson County, they've got the option. They can make Powell re-kick 5 yards further back than they were, or they can take the penalty, the end of it, with a 5-yard penalty. So that's what Anderson County has done. They're going to take that 5-yard penalty, apply to the end. So Anderson County is going to get this football at midfield. That's where this Sexton Automotive drive is going to start. But Anderson County running out of time. So here is Walker Martinez.
Got to have a composed Walker Martinez here and get the ball down the field.
At midfield, just above the Panther Paul logo.
Martinez, 3-step drop, looking. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man there, and it's caught. Zach Shannon.
Was bumped and then adjusted to the ball.
What a catch by Zach Shannon.
At the 14-yard line, and now he's down.
At the 15-yard line, but just like that, 35 yards.
Good contested catch, and he came down with a football.
And it is a cramp. He pointed to his hamstring.
The athletic trainers on both sides tonight have worked their tails off.
Yes, they have. So let's look at this Chuck Flashman replay. This is a beautiful pass.
Good pocket awareness. Steps up, releases the ball down the field, and the wide receiver does the rest.
Golly.
Double coverage, took the risk, trusted his wide receiver, threw it up to him, gave him a chance, and came down with it.
Beautiful catch by Shannon.
Beautiful. He's been all over the field tonight.
Yes,
Shannon
he
has been everywhere. No wonder he's cramping up.
All right, so Hammers 1st and 10. Ball's placed at the 14.
Might get a big dose of running game here.
41-pound Anderson County football, 1st and 10, I'll say at the 14-yard line of Powell. Clock restarts.
Clock is at 4:15 left to go in this game. Anderson County, with the way their offense works, they have plenty of time. Handoff goes to No, across right or over right tackle. No.
Great job. Great flow by the Powell defense. We didn't see that earlier.
Yeah.
Powell was not flowing sideline to sideline like they are right now. They've kind of figured out the game plan of Anderson County, try to get outside the offensive tackles, and they're responding really well. They're playing their best football right now here in the 4th quarter.
We have got another player down with a cramp.
6 seconds at least that ran off the clock when there's an injured player.
I'm going to start selling Pedialyte on the sidelines.
Then that right there, that's a Darius Redmond.
That's not who you want to see out, but Powell is ahead.
So let's look at this flow to the football that you were talking about on this Chuck Fleischman replay.
So your defensive line and your linebackers flowing to the football.
Yeah.
He had 3 defenders tackling 1 offensive running back.
And Redmond is up. He's running off on his own power. Matt Lowe yelling at someone to replace him. 3:45 left to go in this ball game.
Anderson County 54 to 41. Anderson County led 30.
So this time, last year it was Powell needing late game heroics. This time, it's going to have to be Anderson County.
Powell has outscored
So
Anderson County 30.
Keep an eye on the big defensive tackle, Walter Nolan here. Let's see if he makes his presence known. All great athletes always show up when they're needed.
They did. They put 11 seconds back on there. That's
and the game's on the line. Here's Martinez.
Martinez, the quarterback, and it's Nick Moon.
And again, he's going to look to the sideline and get the play like he's done all night.
3 receivers, Brayton,
Calls it out to his wide receivers so they know what's going on.
Garrison Terry to the near side. Vowell. Single coverage.
Martinez. He's going to look for the end zone. Back shoulder throw. It is incomplete. Trying to get Vowell on that play.
Martinez rare miss on that throw.
Just missed him here on the Chuck Fleischman replay. See the top of the screen there.
And it's the right throw because the safety was not
so close.
Yeah.
Game of inches.
3rd and 9.
Looking to the sideline, getting the call again. Seeing where they want to attack from the press box.
Nick Moog in the backfield for AC. Martinez gets, and it's setting up the screen pass again to Moog. Moog has some running room, piles ahead, gets the first down. So it's going to be a Hammers 1st and goal inside the 5. 3:25 left to go in this ball game.
Good play call there. Here on the Chuck Fleischman replay, you see defensive line takes loose, offensive line works their way up the field. Classic screen play. Running back does the rest.
And Anderson County's had a lot of success on screens tonight. Handoff goes to Gavin. No. Up the middle, reaches for the goal line, but he's shy. He is down at the 2.
Tackle made by big Walter Nolan, holding on, keeping him out of the end zone. Let's see what they do.
Now tempo for Anderson County. They actually do snap the ball. Goes back to No. He is in the end zone. Touchdown, Anderson County. And that is a Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown. Ryan, a prosecutor who has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters.
We have a conversation with the white hat and the rest of the officials right now, but there's no flag down.
Yeah, there's a flag. Right at their feet. So what would that be? A back judge?
After tonight, your guess is as good as mine. What? Receiver downfield? Oh, okay. Legal substitution.
Yep.
54 to 47 PAT.
And an eligible player.
Oh, they got caught on the field running off.
Okay.
So it's applied to the kickoff.
Okay. Okay. So, big extra point here.
Big extra point.
Chris Nelson, who's missed one tonight.
So, Nelson's kick is up, and it is good. Okay, so now it is 48-54 as Anderson County's cut the lead to 6. So the Mavericks will have to kick off here with 2:57 left to go in this football game.
Do you onside kick, or do you keep the dig?
David Gillum's going to have to make that decision, and we're going to find out what he's going to do.
To get a stop on defense and get their offensive ball back. I really do. I think that drive, that score.
And we would like to say thank you to Lewis Ridner. And he says, vote Lewis Ridner for Triple C. That is Anderson County Court Clerk, paid for by the candidate Pam Ridner, Treasurer. Also, thank you to Brian Hunt. That is the Anderson County Juvenile Judge. And he says, go Mavericks. And attorney Victoria Bowling, who focuses on juvenile and family law, cheering on the Mavericks tonight. Go Mavs, she says. Also, let's just throw out a shout out to Mayor Terry Frank, proud to serve as your mayor.
We hope we'll come to you before
as well.
Our night of broadcast is complete.
And Jeff Cole, your Anderson County clerk, working hard for you.
Look like we're going to get some kind of onside kick here.
Yep, so the General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff is an onside kick, and it's off the face mask of a Powell player. Still going. Anderson County recovers. The Mavericks have it.
That was the craziest onside kick I've ever seen. Beautiful.
Wow.
Big time.
The Mavericks back in business. 2:53 left to go in this game, trailing by 6. Powell went for 2 after their last touchdown instead of kicking the extra point. And now,
watch the Chuck Fleischman replay. Bounces off his face
mask. Off the kid's face mask.
Faust is pretty much carrying the ball. Anderson County recovers. Wow.
Unbelievable. That's Tate Russell coming up with that onside kick. Just stole it from Faust. And now Martinez back out there in business. If Anderson County can score here and get the extra point, they go back up by 1. So here's Martinez. Gets the snap. Quick pass. Picked off.
Interception.
Could he go all the way? Nothing but Greenfield in front of him. Unbelievable. Touchdown. Powell. And he throws the football behind him. That should be a penalty, but that's Carson Whitehead with the pick 6.
Whitehead came up huge. We've caught him all night long. He's been contested challenge. Came up with the biggest play of the game, potentially of the year, right here.
How about that Ryan Spitzer for Circuit Court Judge touchdown? A prosecutor has the experience to get the job done, and experience matters. That Sexton Automotive drive lasted 1 play. 1 play.
This is high school football.
Whew. 60 to 48 is your score.
60 to 48. Who needs Ole Miss and Alabama?
So now if you are Powell, you try to go for 2 here, right?
Yes, you try to go for 2 here. You got to calm your nerves a little bit after all that excitement. Ups and downs. You got to get up there and line up and run a good play and punch this in.
So Potts is going to line up in that shotgun formation. He's got Belcher to his right, 2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right. Sends a man in motion. And Potts is going to roll to his right, looks, throws the football, almost intercepted. So that 2-point conversion fails. Whew. Goodness gracious.
12-point game with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Wow. So Anderson County gets the onside kick. They cannot convert. The very next play, Powell with a pick 6. What an OEB Law game of the week.
To exploring and enjoy life's special moments. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton can help you embrace your life in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Here's a new 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew, $43,975. 2018 Honda CR-V all-wheel drive, low miles, $27,990. 2020 Kia Telluride S model, $41,490. Service your car for back-to-school maintenance at our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. Local you trust, a lifestyle you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Back at our OEB Law game of the week, 60 points on the board by this Powell offense to 48 points on the board by this Anderson County offense. And that's where we stand right now with 2:40 left to go in this football game as we get prepared for yet another General Sessions Judge Roger Miller kickoff. Judge Miller wishing all the county football teams a healthy and successful season.
Which is a whole lot of time
Whew,
for crazy
gracious.
in this one. So
Dylan Stooksbury on to kick this ball off for Powell. And that is a high spinner, and it's going to be taken by Terry. Terry bobbles it again at about the 22-yard line. Makes the first man miss. Can't make the second guy miss as he's thrown out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So this Sexton Automotive drive will start with Anderson County 70 yards away from pay dirt and 2:32 left to go.
Another unfortunate mistake there for number 15 of Anderson County. He's bobbled, I think, 3 kickoffs so far. He's got to shake it off and make something happen here. With 2:32 left on the clock.
Walker Martinez, who's played a phenomenal game, had that costly pick 6 his very last throw. Lines up with 2 wide receivers on either side of him. Now he's going to throw quickly to his right. That pass is incomplete.
And Martinez took a big hit there with a delayed blitz from Faust.
Trying to hit vowel on that play. Instead came up with a consonant. Don't laugh at that.
Leave it to Harvey.
Don't laugh at that. That's not funny. So, Martinez facing a 2nd and 10.
I can tell your wife's a teacher.
Why? Because she has patience to put up with kids all day.
Screen. Breaks.
So here's Martinez, looks upfield, and that pass is incomplete. So
Walter Nolan this is where he's separating himself. If you watch the Chuck Fleischman replay here, number 99 sitting in the middle, he notices the screenplay, jumps up, puts pressure on him. Now, normally you should be able to get rid of that ball, but when you have somebody 6'5" jumping in front of your face, it's hard to get the ball over him.
Yeah. 3rd and 10, a position Anderson County's not been in much tonight.
The screen has worked really well for Anderson County tonight.
All right.
So you have a good potential. You've got 2 plays here to pick up the first.
Anderson County's going to take a timeout. We've got just 2:21 left to go in this game. Anderson County trails Powell 60-48.
That one hurts, but that's their final timeout.
You won this year's chili cook-off.
Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
Back to OAB Law Game of the Week. Anderson County facing a 3rd and 10 from the Maverick 29-yard line. 2:21 left to go in this game. The Mavericks trailing by 12. Powell trailed the entire game until the 4th quarter, trying to wrap this one up. And here's a quick pass, falls incomplete. And now Anderson County is going to have to go for it on 4th and 10 on the Maverick 29-yard line. And this, if Powell can get a stop, this should be the end of the football game. As Anderson County is out of timeouts.
In this situation, they can't be balanced with the run or pass.
So Martinez looks to the sideline to get the play. He's got 3 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left.
Play clock running down. We're at 5 seconds.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Snap. Martinez drops back to pass. Looking, has to step in the pocket, and he's dropped. Walter Nolan. Turnover on downs. 2:12 left to go in this game. If Powell can get 1 timeout, or I'm sorry, 1 first down, they can run this clock out and seal this thing up.
And what was it we said earlier? Big-time players rise to the event. Who makes the play that pretty much ends the game? Walter Nolan, the #1 player in the country.
Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Runs up. Look at that. He just pushed Gavin No out of the way.
That's just a simple bull rush. He didn't even use any moves. He's just bigger and stronger.
I remember something that you said in a game that we had last year when you saw a defensive lineman coming through. You said, "Cookie." That right there, that was Walter Nolan saying, "Cookie."
That's it. He says, "Hey, that's going to get me some likes on social media. That's going to get me a potential NIL deal moving forward." So high school football has changed dramatically, and this young man that we're watching tonight could very well sign a 6 to 7-figure NIL deal next year wherever he signs. He could be a millionaire the day that he graduates high school.
Could happen.
Let that sink in.
Could happen. And let's just say that there is a business in the Pigeon Forge area that has Cookie in its name. I'm just saying.
Hey, you better jump on Walter
I'm just saying. You could be the source of that, making that happen.
Exactly, because it's changed high school football and college football it's changed football forever.
It has.
The new NIL deals, and you've got high school seniors graduating now, playing for the respective sport and signing 7-figure deals. There's talk about Arch Manning down in Louisiana potentially signing a $10 million deal the day that he graduates high school. $10 million at 18 years old.
Listen, capitalism. If a business wants to spend that kind of money,
do it
on a freshman college. That is their right as a business to do so.
Right. It has changed the recruiting world as we know it.
It has. And I think you talk about these college programs, a program like Alabama, a program like the University of Tennessee, that they are schooling their players on how to go out and get that money.
Get that marketing money. Market yourself. Push yourself. Finance that money appropriately. Put that money up. Use it the way that is needed. So I really think Tennessee's forward thinking there will help them leaps and bounds on the recruiting side of things moving forward. You don't want to see a lot of kids sign 7-figure deals out of high school not knowing how to manage that money.
Yeah, that's right. Because some NFL players, they sign that money.
Oh, they struggle. So Tennessee's forward thinking in that regard.
So here's Powell beginning the Sexton Automotive drive with a handoff, and that goes to Stockton Jr. Stockton looking for running room, and he's going to be brought down around the 13-yard line, and that's about an 8-yard gain.
Clock is continuing to run. 1:52.
They'll give him they'll give him 7, which will bring up a 2nd and 3. 1:45 left to go in this game. It's not technically over yet. Powell still needs to pick up a first down to be able to take a knee, run the clock out, and get out of here with a W.
And if Anderson County isn't careful, they could punch it in another touchdown.
Man in motion, handoff. Of course, it's going to be a handoff, and Stockton gets it. And he's dropped after a loss of 1. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4. So 1:13 left to go in this game.
See on the Chuck Fleischman replay there, the Anderson County defensive end did a really good job taking the inside position way of the left tackle, coming inside to make a good tackle.
I'm trying to do some quick math here. 15.
To wrap up the regular season
10. This is pretty much it. Powell takes care of the football right here. Handoff. Actually, Potts is going to keep it and fall on the ground. And there is 37 seconds left to go. That's less than what is on the play clock. This game is over. Powell can officially run the clock out. And they can say congratulations, shake hands. They're going to start this season 1-0. What a great game we just saw.
Started at halftime for Powell, going in, making some critical changes, adjusting their offense and their defense. Came out of second half and really controlled the ball game after that. So this was one of the better high school football games tonight, and both squads are going to be very good moving forward.
As the clock expires, I do want to say this. 5A Powell, 4A Anderson County. Really, this game didn't mean anything except pride. The Mavericks are going to be back. They're going to make some noise in 4A. Powell is also, they're going to make some noise in 5A. We saw 2 very talented football teams tonight.
You sure did. And just keep an eye on both of these squads moving forward, because you're going to see a lot of good football moving forward.
So, quickly, what are your thoughts, Walter Nolan?
Great football player. He has a lot of technique stuff that he's got to work on. I was being overly hard judging him because he is the #1 player in the country. And he is one of the best defensive linemen to come out of the state of Tennessee, probably since John Henderson. So, great football player. He made a big-time sack here at the end of the ball game. He could be a difference maker moving forward for Powell.
So it's a final here at Powell High School. The Panthers defeat Anderson County 60-48. We want to say thank you so much for joining us. For our cameramen, Trevor Bogard, Chris Bricky, We've also got Brad Jones producing, James Gibson also helping me on the call here. Make sure you stay tuned. Oh, Jonathan McGuffin, we want to give him props too, cameraman. And Chandler Jones back producing in studio for us tonight. So thank you to everybody. And I want to say thank you to tuning in. Stay tuned now for the Free Medical Clinic Friday night scoreboard show with Jonathan Cox. And I just can't wait to see what Cox has got to say about all of this. Make sure you tune into that as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Aaron Harvey saying good night, everybody.
Once we ran through them, they were done.
OEB Law